Good morning, I am Kevin Price. Delighted to be with you talking about you and your business, a regular feature here on The Price of Business. This is my good friend Sam Coyl. He's with a company called Intrepid.com, and they are leaders in technology. And always delighted to have your guests, and it looks like today's guest is particularly cool. Before you introduce your guest, tell us about Intrepid.com.
Yeah, sure. Good morning, Kevin. Intrepid provides infrastructure hosting services working side by side with growing companies to help accelerate their technology evolution from the ground to the cloud. And this morning we have Adam Haun with us. He's the Midwest Regional Manager from Up Global. I'm really excited to be on the line with you guys. Thanks a lot for having me.
Glad to have you. Tell us a little bit about Up Global.
Really quickly, Up Global is it's an international program, nonprofit that is basically on a mission to inspire and empower entrepreneurs throughout the entire globe. And we do that in a myriad of different ways. We have several programs that allow people to build businesses and learn about entrepreneurship. One specifically is called Startup Weekend, and I think that's what a lot of this conversation will be based around. So I'm really excited to talk to you guys a little bit more about what we've seen in the past year with Up and with Startup Weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. Up Global and empowering entrepreneurs and their communities around the world. And so let me let Sam jump in and ask his first question.
Good morning, Adam. I thought maybe first just kind of talk about Up Global and maybe just give a quick background on the Startup Weekend kind of program. Yeah, so Startup Weekend is a 54-hour event where people with all different kinds of backgrounds, designers, product developers, business developers, marketers, they all come together and with one major mission to pitch and launch startups. So it all gets kicked off on a Friday night. The attendees have 60 seconds, jump on stage, pitch their idea in front of 100 of other participants. And after all these ideas are pitched, there's a voting process where we narrow down to maybe the top 15 ideas or so. And then the ideator of that idea, they go out and recruit throughout the audience the right people to form the perfect team to build this idea and see it actually come to fruition by the end of the weekend. So they build all night Friday, all day and night Saturday, all day Sunday, and then come Sunday night, they do a presentation in front of a panel of judges, venture capitalists, angel investors, CTOs, startup successors, and they have 5 minutes to do the presentation, followed by 3 minutes of Q&A from the judges. And the judges have a pretty strict criteria to follow. And then after all the teams present, they award prizes for the first, second, and third place teams with the hope that these businesses that are launched over the weekend will continue on to become successful startups.
Let me ask you real quick, Adam. That's fantastic. I love that idea, and makes such perfect sense, creating that kind of synergy for people. Are these events all over the country? These events take place all over the world. So since it originally started in 2007, we took it over. Mark Nagar is the current CEO, and it became an official 501c3 nonprofit in 2009. And since 2009, we've had events in over 115 different countries. We had over 800 events throughout the world just in 2013, and we expect to exceed 1,200 events this upcoming year, 2014. Sam?
So, Adam, you and I chatted previously. I was actually privileged to be a coach for one of these startup weekends here in Harrisburg, and it was a fantastic event. We saw some great ideas. But I wanted to know if you could maybe talk briefly about maybe just real quick highlights on what you guys saw as far as maybe trends for ideas and technologies that were evolving in 2013 that they're going to lead to maybe some new market trends coming up this next year. Yeah, totally. So to give a little bit more context, like we mentioned, I am the Midwest Regional Manager, but I've been traveling a lot throughout the U.S. I think I've been to 6 events just this past year in the U.S., mostly in the Midwest, and then I went abroad to Europe, and I did an event in Manchester and did an event in Berlin as well. So a lot of different markets that I was present for, and there are a couple different trends. The first that I would say that comes to mind is people are trying to build home-growing software, which sounds a little bit different, but the first time I heard this was at an event in, I think, Tupelo, Mississippi, where a college student, who was a mechanical engineering student, was trying to build a software that will basically enable anyone to grow their own fruits and vegetables at home. So the software was able to tell the temperature,
be able to tell what the plants that you're trying to grow need in terms, of condensation, more sunlight, whatever it may be. And I thought that was a very unique idea. I think I probably heard that same idea pitched 2 or 3 different times throughout the rest of the cities that I was facilitating in.
Yeah.
There were dating apps. I mean, a lot of people have been messing around in the dating apps lately. I've heard a lot of pitch ideas for trying to build a better mobile dating app.
Because you might be in a hurry to get a date, right?
Yeah, I know. Don't take the time to set that up at your computer. You can do it all in the palm of your hand on your own phone now.
I'm so desperate. I got to pull out an app. Sorry,
yeah,
I'm sorry. It lends to abuse, but it just kind of where we're going, direction wise. So do you think, Adam?
I mean, it could be. I mean, we're all living in the social networks. We all want to be connected. Snapchat blowing up, Instagram blowing up, and everything's going mobile. So I think a lot of people see opportunity with dating apps. There's a lot out there, but there are a lot that are just very specific and don't cover certain areas that I think a lot of people see just kind of like gaping holes that they can cash in on. I mean, when you hear a pitch, they all sound very similar, but it definitely doesn't prevent people from pitching their ideas and trying to build it. So that was another pretty common one, I would say, that I heard at different events. And then I guess like the last area was a lot of educational technologies, a lot of innovative technologies built in the education space. Some of these were pitched by teachers, people who know that space incredibly well, and they were trying to solve problems that they face day to day as a professor or teacher. And they wanted to build software and technology to kind of solve those problems too. So you're kind of all over the place. I don't think like there's any way where those 3 main areas that I just kind of explained kind of come together. But I think those were like the 3 most popular areas that we were seeing most ideas and most software and products being built.
So what do you got coming up in the Houston market?
In the Houston market, I would say, so I'm in touch with a handful of people out of Houston, actually, because, as we've already figured out that I oversee the Midwest.
Right.
And, in Houston, one thing that we're really excited to see more of is activities being done in the maker hardware space. And that's one thing that we're really trying to do more pushing from and more promotion of with Up Global is these specific verticals and industries within Startup Weekends. And I think that's going to be the biggest thing that we are going to be rolling out in 2014, having specific maker startup weekends, specific healthcare startup weekends, where you're focusing on a specific industry. And it's really great from a community perspective. You're getting new people involved. You're introducing new people that are in the same industry, or you're combining certain industries with software. It makes for a lot of good bonuses in several different ways. But I like I mentioned earlier, I'm really excited to see what we can come out to do with the maker space in Houston. I've heard that there's a lot of good things happening in the maker space in Houston,
Sure.
And we want to start throwing some startup weekends and getting a lot more people involved and getting a lot more product and business up and running.
Adam, I got to wrap it up, but I do want to volunteer to promote the heck out of your event you do in Houston. Let's have a follow-up conversation about that, and I'd like to invite Sam to be back on to promote that with me when we get closer to having you on. Would that be something you'd be interested in and for Up?
Yeah, absolutely, Kevin. That sounds perfect.
Yeah, we definitely want to be involved. Maybe I can actually cover that event and interview some of the people involved. That could be cool.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Up.co. And again, up.co. I want you to go there, check it out, check out the programs, check out, there's so much going on. I love the idea. It's phenomenal. Thanks for sharing it with us. Sam, any final thoughts before we wrap it up?
No, I just wanted to make mention, being a coach at events up here, that the people listening to this, it attracts demographics of a wide range. You don't need to be the entrepreneur. You don't need to be the money guy. You don't need to be the business guy. I mean, anyone that can write code, that can do design, that can do graphics, that can do marketing, they were all needed at these weekends. So it's not limited to any one specific skill set. Anybody that wants to participate in this kind of exciting idea is welcome.
All right, gentlemen, thanks so much. What a great segment. Up.co and, of course, intrepid.com. Gentlemen, I want to hold you through, I need to talk to you during the break, so don't run away. I'm Kevin Price. This is The Price of Business. More for you right after this.